This giant pile of tote bags over here means that I had a fantastic weekend, got a lot of crochet done, started some more patterns too, and I really need to cut it off today. My pile of whips is just out of control, and I'm starting to feel a little chaotic inside with how many projects I have, just either a quarter or like not even halfway finished. My limit is normally 12 projects, and then I feel overwhelmed, and I don't even think I'm anywhere close to that. Some of this is new yarn, so I think that's just what's giving me a little anxiety, and like today I need to have real talk with myself and be like, okay, is this a project that I'm really interested in? I've already invested. Or is it something that we just need to accept that, okay, it was fun to play around with it, but like we can't focus time right now. Okay, this one for sure we're going to. I was outside working this up. Yarn needles, okay. The t-shirt yarn from Joanne Fabrics I just got. I've been playing around with the bucket hat. Love this idea of alternating yarn. So yeah, this is going to get done today. Number one project that we're going to work on. I have pulled this apart 6 or 7 times. I'm not really used to working with t-shirt yarn. The stitches, the style, how I want it to fit and feel. I've been really experimenting with this. 100% worth it. Like the time, I'm not sad that I pulled apart all of those projects because I didn't really love any of them out of that entirety. This one, however, yes, this is gonna get finished today. This looks like a super mess at this moment, but it's not. This is kind of helpful because of how tightly wound this is. It was a pain it would like roll around everywhere. So I was outside crocheting with this on a chair and it just rolled away, and then I have to get up, find it. Eventually I just pulled a bunch of it out and then set on either side. When it got to the end like this, I just pull more, which is probably how I'm going to keep doing that. The electric slime cropped tee. This one is going to hurt, but I think I'm going to have to frog the whole thing. Okay, here is the main reason. I do not think I'm going to wear it. I love the color, I love the style, I love everything about it. It's just too heavy. And even if I save it for the fall, I just don't see myself wearing it. It's a little bit too heavy on me. And it's gonna seem weird because now I wanna make a sweater with it, and you're probably like, Kayla, that's gonna be even heavier because you're gonna add more yarn to it. That's gonna be incredibly heavy. What are you talking about? Okay, the stitch, I'm not going to do a double crochet. I'm probably going to do a fishnet with it. In and of itself, that's just going to be lighter weight because I made a crop top with a fishnet version in the Scene Queen colorway of this lineup, and I like that a lot. Like that one for sure needs to get finished. I don't know what bag it is. Oh, it's just right back here. But this one, I just need to finish up the cording with it. I'm going to hold this with the DIY Glow, these two together, and there we go. Now I have my one summer piece from this line of yarn that I wanted, and I think I can move on successfully, happily move on. The more that I look at this yarn, the more I think, yes, a sweater. I just got hung up on the fact that it was called Big Twist Rave, so I wanted to make all the summertime pieces with it, when really I should be using this to get ahead of all my Halloween pieces that I want to make. And I do want some sweaters for when I go to haunted houses and stuff. Normally I like to have 2 or 3 new ones to add to my collection. I did a lot of cardigans last year, but this year I want to do some sweaters. What am I working on? I don't even know why I have this on. I thought I was going to work on my blanket, but no, I need to like organize and figure this all out. And I'm not going to frog it right now. This will be the very last thing in my day, because if I frog it, I know I'm going to want to start the sweater like immediately. And we're not adding projects, we are finishing projects today. I'm just saying that to remind myself, we are finishing projects, we're not adding. This bag is empty. What's in here? Oh, I don't know what this is. Okay. Oh yeah, this little thing, I need to make an insert for it. I have a bunch of spooky fabric that I want to make a little lining for it. Even though this is cotton yarn, I still like lining all my crochet bags. They hold up better, longer. I don't have to be as careful with it. And I do want to use this for home decor hunting. It has all my stitch markers, or not all my stitch markers, but some of my favorite stitch markers on it. Should that be number 3? 1, 2, 3, and then we'd have, yeah, 3 complete projects. They're all bite-sized too. I like that. So it's gonna make me feel happy and accomplished for the day. The rest of these are like, I have a lot of work to do on. I'm not gonna get started on this, but I pulled these out last night. I do want to make some crop tops with this yarn. It's the Karen coconut cakes. Forgot all about this. Did some cleaning last night. And I was like, oh yeah, I want to do this. But again, we're not starting new projects. In the bag you go. What else do we have? My blanket is in this tote simply because I took it with and worked a little bit of it outside. I think that's all that's in here, actually. Not much more has gotten done with it. Oh gosh, what is in here? I don't even know. Oh, I haven't even started this project. Okay, these were like baby hanks from Muse 2320. I was gonna make some socks out of it. Again, not starting this today. We're just gonna leave you there and forget about you until a later date. Chill there. Oh yeah. This was one of the new ones that I started. The K&C yarn from Joann Fabrics. Okay, this I ended up going back and getting on Saturday. Just one hank. I was like, I really wanted the charcoal and swirl one. Once I got it home, of course I wanted to cake it up, and then once it was caked, I was like, I'll just start a little tiny swatch of it. Lies. I ended up working so much of this up. No regrets though. I mean, like, this is so freaking fun. The neon pop with the charcoal, probably one of my favorites. I mean, I love the slime green. That's top favorites, but I love a good neon pop too. Look how freaking cool the color pooling is. And like both of these panels look totally different. Oh yeah, I finished one panel this weekend. So amazing. And I didn't think that I was gonna have a new piece to my Pride collection this year. It's kind of like a happy accident, even though it's not advertised as Pride yarn. I mean, it looks like the pan flag right there with charcoal running through it. Worked out perfectly for me. What do we do with this one though? It's gonna take me some time, that's the thing. This took me probably, it took hours. I mean, fingering weight, I did bump it up. So the original pattern, I have a 3.75 crochet hook. I bumped it up to a 4 to make it go a little bit quicker. Do I work on it now? Is this like my 4th one? I really want to. I'm just like so close to having this one done. And it would make me feel a lot better it just being done too. Another one, or another crop top that I made. This was the Line Brand cotton, the organic, local grown cotton Line Brand. It used a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. What is that pulling from? Oh my gosh, did I just undo something? Oh, my lisette fork is in here. This was like mid cord making when I stopped and then decided to cake up the K&C yarn. And I think this is why I'm feeling all this chaotic energy, because every single piece that I have here, it's just a tiny little bit that needs to be finished. Like, it's still on my lisette fork. I just need to sit down and finish it all. But I love how this turned out. Why are you attached? You're not attached. Okay, there we go. It's just a crazy mess. A couple of hours, I think, maybe is all it took to do, and then the back. It's almost like my slime green one that I made, only this one's bigger and a little bit airier. The other stitch I did a half double crochet. This is a double crochet. Yeah, the whole thing, double crochet and zigzag stitch up the side. Actually, let's switch it. This tote, because I have to go down to my sewing room, we'll wait on that one. My Nevermore does need to get finished, but this is gonna take a little while too. I'm not entirely sure how much of this I have left. Probably a lot. Oh my gosh, yes, a lot. Okay, so this will be last in the day. I'm just gonna leave it out too, because it's kind of a crazy mess. And if it's a mess, I'm gonna want it cleaned, which means that I'm gonna actually do it all today. Anything else? I say, as there's so much that needs to get done. I'm not even gonna get started on this one. I know I'm not gonna have time. This is the yarn that I got from North Carolina, the Charlotte Yarns. Finished one of the panels. I just need to do one more, but this is, again, is using fingering weight yarn, and I have an entire panel to do. I highly doubt that I'm gonna get to it today. I'll surprise myself, I guess, if we actually get to it, but I'm not gonna put it on my list. I wonder if like my cap of whips has changed, because really 12 used to be totally fine, or like that's when I would start to feel a little chaotic, but 6 I guess is where we're at now. In order to keep me on track, I am going to put some movies on too. It's not going to be any new movies. I just like having it in the background of ones that I've seen over and over again to kind of keep track of my time. If I throw on a podcast right now or an audiobook, I know that like time blindness is going to be really bad for me. Power through the entire 14-hour book and, not move as quickly as I need to. Let's do a stack of 3 and then go from there. There are some movies that I got this weekend too that I haven't seen yet. Oh yeah, Lake Fear. Couldn't believe that I hadn't seen this movie, but a summertime campy movie. It literally says 4 women travel to a secluded cabin by a lake deep in the woods for the weekend getaway. Done. I don't need to know anymore. I love that setup. No, I'll be way too distracted. Oh, actually, let's do a whole ambiance day. The Raven. From that, I have Crimson Peak, Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter. I should be able to get through quite a few projects. I'm gonna get ready for the day. That'll also help me out a little bit. One down, totally finished. I was gonna do a little red crochet on the bottom, kind of like on the top, just a single crochet, but I'm gonna take the Wen. Only 20 minutes into the movie, everything is done, weaved all the ends in. Oh my gosh, there were so many ends to this one. So we're done, moving on to the next one. Oh my gosh, I love how this turned out. Love it. I'm gonna be honest, when I first started this project, I was not sold on it at all. I just felt like I wasn't gonna like the texture of this because it's so thick and it was just gonna get really, really heavy. My bad, because this is amazing. I definitely want to go back now to get, they had the, I think it was called Apple Red or something like that. Do a red and black version of this hat. 100% gonna love that. Actually had quite a bit of this t-shirt yarn left, so I can start one of my tote bags. It is so tempting. Every project that I've finished up, I just want to start another one. I'm like, okay, well, I have room now on my queue. Let's go ahead and start it up. No, let's get through them all first. One thing about this yarn, it is really harsh on my hands. Not texture-wise, but since it's so... like, there is no stretch to it. It's t-shirt yarn. I don't think I'd want to sit down and make a couple of hats back to back. I think that would be way too much. What are we feeling today? Wednesday, Adams? Coraline? Let's do Coraline. The other thing that I forgot I totally need to do today, I have a pattern release for a little wrap that I did with Fangirl Fibers, the doodle bundles that she comes out with every once in a while. I've made this exact pattern so many times. Finally now, I am writing it down. I do have one more wrap, I think, that I need to weave the ends in. Found it. Another hat in here. Did I weave all the ends in? Oh, there's only one thing to finish up. This is that Red Heart Granny Square all-in-one yarn. Oh no, there's 2. Never mind, there's 2. This is what I normally make and kind of my go-to. Basically the same exact pattern, I just used a different weight of yarn and a different size hook, obviously. So add that to the pile. But this is what I was really looking for. Jack and Sally Doodle Bundle. What's the actual name of it? We Can Live Like Jack and Sally Doodle Bundle. The pattern is so fun with this particular kit of yarn. It just plays out perfectly. There are 5 little bundles of colors, and then there's one big hank, 491 yards total. I end up using a little bit less I think I have some of the black still. Yeah, I didn't use all of the main color, which is kind of surprising even with doing the picot edging on it, because picot stitch takes a lot of yarn. Obviously there are a lot of ends, which is why I didn't weave them in as I was doing it. I just thought about wearing it and accepting that the ends are part of this entire project, but I will weave it in. I don't know what this one is from. This is another project that I started while I was at a festival. It's like a little crop top. Color is called Melt With Me. And there's like little neon splashes of color all over. And then I have, it's a cotton yarn I think I'm holding it together with. Yeah, oh, it is right here. 100% organic cotton. Kind of wish I just wouldn't have even found that, because now that I've seen it, I can't pretend that I didn't see it. I need to add it to the pile of things to finish. Okay, I think I used, that's the other thing, I didn't write down the hook that I used for this. I'm gonna guess a 6, maybe? And it's a double crochet. Think about that. Super happy with everything that I got done today. Even though I only set aside enough time for 3 movies to work on all these projects, I finished up pretty much everything that I wanted to do, including this yarn. Okay, so it's not assembled yet, but that's the only thing that I have left to do, and I was not expecting to get this done. So this is the back, then here's the front. Just did a little bit of a decrease for a neck, a little swoop neck. Love this yarn so much more than I was expecting, and the weight of it is so perfect for an airy crop top to layer, which is my favorite thing to do, or like to style crop tops layered up with a fishnet underneath, or a sweatshirt if it's cooler in the summer evenings. I just need to put that together and then this is done. And who knows, I might grab another colorway in this lineup. There are a few other poppy colors that I wanted to try. There's a really intense hot pink one. Hold that with a charcoal. I think that would be amazing. This one is all done. Just need to show it off again. I never get tired of looking at this yarn. 2 and then 3 with the Lion Brand yarn. 2 hats today. I'm counting this as a win. Even though I only had to do 2 ends to weave in, I still wasn't wearing it because it wasn't done. And this hat, obviously, definitely wrote this down and for sure will be making more of this, but I like both of these patterns. Obviously, there's going to be a time and place for these. This color is just stunning though. It really is. Lime green. I don't know what to say other than it gets me every single time. The wrap, all nice and finished, ready to wear. So what are we at now? 3 tops, 2 hats, 1 wrap. Oh, and then 1 other top too, the Nevermore top. Ended up seaming both of the sides together. So it's just like 2 giant panels that I made, folded them in half for the head and my arms. Muse 2320. Color Nevermore. I feel like I've chatted about this yarn a lot. Maybe I have some fingering weight yarn if I really looked, but this was my last project since it was released October of last year. And then there was also a restock, a really tiny one in the middle of October, and then that's been it. So in total, 4 tops, 2 hats, and a wrap all finished up today. I'd say that's a solid day. And now I can get all of this stuff out of my totes and ready for some new projects. Definitely more bucket hats, still gonna do some more crop tops, and I can wear these this week too. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Let me know what you were working on, or if you also have a giant whips list that you're trying to work through, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, have a fantastically spooky rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video.